What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got some interesting news as it looks like retired, legendary, undefeated, Hall of Fame, iconic superstar boxer Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., who retired at 50-0, no losses, no draws. Floyd Mayweather will be making ring return. He has been doing exhibition bouts, but not, any true fights, okay? Just exhibition bouts, showcase his talents, entertainment. Now it's being reported that Floyd Mayweather is going to possibly be having a rematch. Get this, a rematch of his last official boxing match, okay, with UFC legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame superstar boxer, UFC combat athlete, dare I say, in Conor McGregor. Okay, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, they fought. That was back in August of 2017, in which Floyd Mayweather, he TKO'd, he stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round of their 12 round fight. That was Conor McGregor's first actual boxing match. But now it's being reported that Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are in deep negotiations to have a rematch. Okay, so with that said, we hear a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. Floyd Mayweather, recently came out, and it was reported that Floyd Mayweather is saying that he makes $300 million every month, despite claims that he is broke. He's just simply doing it to pad the stats as far as financial goes, and he's not broke by any stretch of the imagination. And he's making $300 million a month. Okay, now you had former TMT fighter Ishe Sugar Shea Smith. He came out and he said that Floyd Mayweather is absolutely capping when it comes to Floyd Mayweather making $300 million a month. He said that would put Floyd Mayweather ahead of Elon Musk, and we know that not to be true. He would be the richest man in the world. And he's Ishe Smith, who a former TMT fighter, he said that's completely untrue. And then Floyd Mayweather, he needs to, take a real close look at what he says before he says it, because it just simply doesn't make sense. He's not, ahead of Elon Musk at any stretch of the imagination, right? So we know that, Ishe Smith, he's never short on words. Ishe Smith, obviously something completely went wrong, right? I don't know what happened between Ishe Smith and Floyd Mayweather. I have no clue what took place, but nonetheless, Ishe Smith said that Floyd Mayweather was completely capping with making $300 million a month. He stated that, he's definitely, a rich man. He's definitely making a lot of money, but he's definitely not making $300 million a month. Okay. So with that said, nonetheless, Floyd Mayweather will be going into, looks like he's going into a rematch with Conor McGregor. Okay, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, they broke records. Okay, they did some very huge numbers. I believe that Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are second all time in pay-per-views. Okay, so that's huge. That's behind Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, which is the biggest pay-per-view lucrative fight in history. Okay, it was the most anticipated. It was the biggest match in history, and it just broke every record, So everybody anticipated seeing Manny Pacquiao in one corner and Floyd Mayweather in another corner. Okay, and so I highly doubt in today's market, okay, that we'll ever see anybody, break the record of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. I'm hard pressed to see that, So with that said, Conor McGregor, it was, because he brings the fan base, of the UFC over to the sport of boxing. Now, Conor McGregor, he lost, his last fight. He injured his leg, and he hasn't been the same since he lost to Floyd Mayweather back in 2017. Okay. So Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, they did 4.3 million domestic pay-per-view buys, and it did 600 million. It generated $600 million. Okay, that's being reported that it generated $600 million and 4.3 million pay-per-views domestic, right? So, that's a huge number, okay? That is a massive number for Floyd Mayweather and, Conor McGregor. So obviously they're going to be looking to duplicate that, and they're going to be looking to get that money. But in today's market, and haven't seen it now, you got to keep in mind when Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor first fought, okay, the anticipation of seeing a boxer and a UFC fighter in the ring, together at the height of their, well, Floyd Mayweather wasn't in the height of his career, but Conor McGregor was definitely in the height of his career. And to see them, in the ring together, that was, we saw Muhammad Ali do it in his days. George Foreman did, exhibition bouts. But this type of fight, this type of showdown between a UFC guy who's at the top of his game and arguably the most popular UFC fighter, in at that point in time in 2017, and then Floyd Mayweather, arguably, the biggest boxer in history, only rivaled by Muhammad Ali and the late, great, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar Muhammad Ali and Iron Mike Tyson, okay? So, you bring them together and, it's never been seen, and it's going to do a lot of numbers, right? Now, to try to duplicate it 5 years later, it's going to be very difficult. Now, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao is #1 overall all time. That did Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather did 4.6 million pay-per-views. 4.6 million pay-per-views, okay? And that generated $600 million in revenue. So it's safe to say that Floyd Mayweather knows how to, make money in the sport of boxing, okay? He knows how to sell a fight, and he's a massive draw, to say the very least. So now we have a situation where, they're going to try to relive what took place in 2017, but the aura of Conor McGregor has taken a major hit, okay? Like I said, in the UFC, his star status, is no longer the same as it once was. His popularity is not where it once was, and we already saw it before. Okay, it's the element of surprise, dare I say, is over. We already saw Conor McGregor in the ring. Nobody knew what to expect with him from Floyd Mayweather. He's a striker in the UFC. He's a big knockout artist with his hands. So to see him in a boxing match, everybody was interested to see how's he going to fare. He's much bigger than Floyd Mayweather, with Floyd Mayweather, and boxing rules. And, the intrigue was there, the interest. Everybody was curious. The curiosity was there. Well, now we already saw it. Okay, we already saw it, on display. You had people complain that Floyd Mayweather carried Conor McGregor. There's people that felt like, Floyd Mayweather was trying to put on a show. He didn't want to put Conor McGregor out early because if he did, then, people would feel like they got duped. They feel like they didn't get their money's worth. So they feel like he carried the fight. And, to try to relive that, I believe it's not going to work. I don't think it's going to, do what they expected to do. Now, it's still going to be huge. Conor McGregor he can sell a fight. He can talk a fight. Floyd Mayweather clearly can talk a fight. He can sell a fight. So it's still going to be huge. But today's market, with people legally streaming pay-per-view events and things of that nature, 5 years ago, it was easier, to get, to do the numbers that they did, way easier. Today's time, the way people look for streams and illegally stream fights and things of that nature, is a completely different market. And I think that, they'll still do big numbers. I expect them to do, maybe 1 million pay-per-views, maybe a little bit more. But again, the intrigue and people seen it before, everybody knows what to expect. And now it's going to be more interesting because Floyd Mayweather is, older now. Obviously, he's 5 years older. At that time, he was 40 years of age. Now he's 45 years of age. And if it, take place this year or later this year or early next year, he'll be 46. So he's older. Conor McGregor is only 33, so he's still much younger. He's still much bigger, so, people will pay to see Floyd Mayweather lose. Period. They don't care if it's in the exhibition format, if it's legit, if it's for the records. People don't care. They'll just pay to see Floyd Mayweather lose. Now he recently did, you know, May 21st. He did an exhibition with a former sparring partner of his, Dangerous Don Moore, in which he looked, his reflexes still looked there. He still looked sharp to be 45 years of age. So, obviously, it's entertainment. So people are going to pay for it. And again, like I said, people will pay to see Floyd Mayweather lose, point blank and period. So when you have a situation like this and star status of Floyd Mayweather's nature and never have lost, trust and believe, people will pay to see Floyd Mayweather lose. And, as far as him making $300 million a month, yeah, I don't believe that to be the case either, but I do think he makes a massive amount of money per month. But like Ishe Smith said, that would put him ahead of Elon Musk, which is simply not the case. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds and plays out. It's also going to be interesting to see if Floyd Mayweather, if this is going to be a 12-round fight, because this would make him 51-0. If this is a legit fight and not a exhibition like he's been doing, like with Dangerous Don Moore in his last fight, and this is a legit fight, well, this will put Floyd Mayweather at 51 wins, no losses, right? Because Conor McGregor has a boxing license. He's a boxer. Okay, now he don't have the pedigree, he don't have the fights, but he is a boxer. So this will put Floyd Mayweather at 51 wins, no losses. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.